Still 30 pieces cleared. This might be the best loading shop I've ever tried. Warm dojang, and yes, I left the glowing review, so the hygiene was impressive. Day 1. Right after landing at the airport, we went straight to the restaurant. Even in Taiwan, the sun sets only in December. Luckily, I got to see the city right away. On the way, I spotted a brand new night market for the first time. There were so many people. Even from the inside the car, I could feel the energies. Doesn't it look like a movie? This is the vibe Koreans love the most. That warm Hong Kong movie kind of the atmosphere, like everyone in the country is watching the same scene. The restaurant was on a high floor of the hotel. It was Hong Kong, or I don't know, the Taiwanese the cuisine. But what made it special, that is a huge open glass window where you could actually watch the chefs cooking. That was really unique. The dumplings were chewy and plump, and honestly, everything was beautiful. It's all delicious. I'll count 5 out of 5. As soon as I got to the hotel and unpacked my bags, I fell asleep immediately because I'm so tired. The next morning, I decided to go walk around the Kaohsiung alone. No plan, just walking. But actually, it was so hot and I started to feeling dizzy, so I had no choice. I went into the convenience store, the 7-Eleven, and guess what? There was a Korean kimchi stuffs in the samgakkimbap. So I bought it immediately, but it was weird. That was the only one that left. Was it leftover? Is it not popular? I tried a protein drink. Now I get why it's not popular. It's insanely spicy, even of the Korean. Still, somehow it tasted better than the Korean triangle gimbap, so 5 stars. While I was walking, the girlfriend's dad came to pick me up by the car. He told me that don't waste any energy because we have to go a lot of places today. So I got in. Did you feel that little horror moment? Okay, so as you see this, that's a mountain. And honestly, Korea doesn't really have mountains that huge. In real life, it feels so massive. It's almost intimidating. And finally, we arrive in the odeng shop in the Pingtung. It's rated to 4 stars because the line is usually long, but we got in right away with no waiting. The place was clean and it was nice and cool inside. I've been craving the odeng so badly in winter. And Taiwan is famous, the fish cake, right? I casually mentioned it and her father said the fish cake is actually, it's very famous in the hometown. So he brought me here. The odeng was really cheap and the ingredients look super fresh. They kept things covered and even let it steam gently. The broth was a bit light, kind of like the slow simmer the bone broth. Not too much MSG, not too peppery, just calm and comforting. But the fish balls, this is insane. I've never had anything in my life. It tastes like it was made from the pure fish meat. So the Taiwanese odeng is totally different from the Korean odeng. It's chewy, slightly sweet, and honestly a brand new taste for me. It was so good. I cleared the 1 plate easily and it was so delicious I went back and to fill another plate myself. And everything looked so pretty that I was weirdly careful holding it. They kept recommending this for me and the whole vibe is so warm and local. Even other customers on the tables, they looked at me with the kindness eyes. It was such a good feeling. In Korea, we usually dip odeng in the soy sauce, but here, the best way is to eat it with the broth. The only downside, there wasn't a small bowl, just for sipping broth. Only flat plates. Still 30 pieces cleared. This might be the best odeng shop I've ever tried. After the meal, I walked around a bit the digest and the streets were just so pretty. And then I found a nostalgic little shop. Inside, everything was handmade by the owner. Old school snacks, toys, little crafts, childhood memories. There was even a game I used to play back in Korea when I was a kid. Seeing it here felt so surreal. Also, my girlfriend's dad told me to pick something as a gift. So I chose this. And the paper bag, they drip by the hand themselves. Honestly, I was genuinely touched. This quality is crazy. For the next session is I visited a local dessert shop with the 2.6 rating, a place outsiders would never find. I actually wondered why the rating is so low, so I checked the reviews. And most people complain about the step being rude. It was fresh, and you could feel tiny ice bits when drinking it, and the texture made it even more satisfying. So for me, 5 stars. The streets of Pingtung, every single moment was precious. Nothing to be wasted. It really felt like a fairy world. You know that the studio Studio, the Ghibli here, right? It's like Miyazaki's spiritual words. That atmosphere seemed to be infused into every corner of the city. After a drive, we arrive at the ceiling walking trail, lined with the ancient trees. I look it up, and apparently they are almond trees. Be honestly, I was felt like I just loved it. Because of like her father's hometown, I could feel really warmth, wanting to share his hometown with me. So in the sunshine and the fresh air gave me like a double dose of the energies. So later we went back to the hotel for the rest because a ramen shop is opening at 10 p.m. I tried hand washing my sweat-soaked clothes at the hotel. 옷을 이제 좀 빨아야 돼요. 세탁기가 동전이 이렇게 돼 있어가지고 빨 수가 없어요 지금. 나 오늘 손빨래를 좀 할 겁니다. 여기다 넣고 뭔진 모르겠어요. 이렇게 돼 있네. 블리콜 이렇게 돼 있어요. 일단 이걸로 그냥 세탁을 좀 하겠습니다. 손빨래 좀 할게요. But the smell just wouldn't come out, and it was harder than I thought. So I asked to the front desk and found out they had a laundry room. They gave me this mysterious powder. Turns out it was just a detergent. The laundry room was surprisingly easy to use with instructions in the English. Since I had to wait the 40 minutes for the wash and another 40 for drying, I set up camp in the lounge to work on the thumbnails. So 10 p.m. heading back out in the Pingtung. It was pitch black. Honestly, a bit scary. But then we went a bit deeper and the bright LED lights welcomed us. And also we stepped inside, realized this was a secret spot known only to locals. Every other shop was closed, lights out, except this one. It didn't even have a sign. Usually TV shows feature the restaurants across the street, but this is where the locals actually eat. It only opens at 10 p.m. and I heard the daughters have taken over the business. I checked the reviews later, only 3.4 stars. Mostly complaints about it being pricey for a bland taste, but being there, it was packed. It's right in front of the Sanxiang temples. The cooking process looked simple, but I could feel it immediately. The aura of true masters, it kind of reminded me of udon at a Korean highway rest stops. It tastes like a nostalgia. Delicious. I understood why people come here, and also the lineup. Even without the fancy recipe, the atmosphere itself served up something special. Well, I think in Korea, people flocked to the Han River to pay premium prices for instant noodles just for the vibe. Eating here, like a ghost in a dark neighborhood where everything else is asleep. It gave me a thrill, like I was a part of the secret club. I was so hungry I ordered 3 more bowls, but I had to stop myself so my face wouldn't puff up too much tomorrow. I finished off with warm doujang, and yes, I left the glowing review. The next morning I was kidnapped because I had absolutely no idea where we were going. On the way, we stopped at what looked like a stop because the sign was pretty. There were swing traditional Taiwanese skewers. I tried the sausage xiangchang and Taiwanese sundae. Wow, the texture was popping in my mouth and it was incredible. Is this the real Taiwan? Looking to the side, the ocean and the sky looked like angels were about to descend. We arrived at the Checheng Fuan temple. Her father said it's a very old temple dedicated to the earth gods, so we came to pray. From the 1st to the 5th floor, there were so many gods. As a Korean, I've never seen anything like it. Absolutely, I didn't take the photos on inside because it felt more respectful, just to observe. A bustling market formed around the temple. It was full of energy. This dessert, beyond imagination. Hands down, the most legendary desserts I ever had. Next, we went to the Huaqiao fish market to buy the food for the dinner. It's huge, apparently, the biggest seafood market in the Taiwan. Right away, I bought some of the traditional rice cakes. It's so similar to the Koreans. We really are the brothers. And the oranges were massive. Watching her father's check the sweetness by the hand was fascinating. The weighing scales, though, looked just like back home. The seafood was incredibly fresh. We waited at home, and I finally understood what real seafood taste like. It was freshness I've never experienced before. I've eaten everything from the $4,000 luxury sushi to cheap platters in Korea, but you know what? This one is another dimension. Strangely, there wasn't a single fly buzzing around, and the hygiene was impressive. On the way home, we passed on the alien city. I asked what it was, and it turns out it's just the factory zones with a bad air. Thank God. So that was my 3-night trip, guided by my Taiwanese father-in-law. He showed me only true local spots. It felt like he was saying, hey, this is the Taiwan vibe. So I felt closer to Taiwan and truly part of the family. So I felt like really sorry and apologize to her father because he drive the all places almost like 3 or 4 days for me. So next time I'll drive it for you guys, okay? I really appreciate that. Alright, then if you enjoy our journey today, please hit the subscribe and the like, and then see you on the next video. Bye bye!